In this unit, we are going to see how to use during, for, and while. So during, when we use during, section A, during means at a time between the start and the end of something. For example, I fell asleep during the movie. So I fell asleep at a time between the start and end of the movie. We met some really nice people during our holiday. So at a time between our holiday. The ground is wet. It must have rained during the night. So with time words such as the morning, the night, or the summer, you can usually say in or during. So either way is possible. It rained in the night, or we can say it rained during the night. It's lovely here during the summer, or we can say it's lovely here in the summer. Now let's have a look at the section B, for and during. So we use for plus period of time to say how long something goes on. For example, we watched TV for 2 hours last night. So we watched TV for 2 hours last night. We use for plus a period of time to say that how long we did that activity. Another example, Jess is going away for a week in September. So we say that Jess is going away for how long? In September, we say for a week. How are you? I haven't seen you for ages. For ages means for long time. I haven't seen you for a long time. Are you going away for the weekend? Are you going away for the weekend? We don't use during to say how long something goes on. We do not say during 2 hours, during 5 years, etc. We use for. It rained for 3 days without stopping. And then we use during to say when something happened, not how long. So we use for to say how long something goes on, but we use during to say when something happens. So you see the difference? Let's compare during and for. When did you fall asleep? So the question is when. The answer is during. When the question is when, the answer is during. When did you fall asleep? We say during the movie. But if the question is how long, we have to answer with for. How long were you asleep? We say for half an hour. So I hope you understand. For to say how long, during to say when. And now let's compare during and while. So we use during plus noun, and then we use while plus sentence or subject and verb. For example, I fell asleep during the movie. So the movie is a noun, so we have to use during the movie. But let's see on the right. I fell asleep while I was watching TV. You see, I was watching TV is subject and verb. So during plus noun, while plus sentence. We met a lot of interesting people during our holiday. Holiday is a noun. We met a lot of interesting people while we were on holiday. While plus sentence. And last example, Robert suddenly began to feel ill during the exam. During the exam, a noun. Robert suddenly began to feel ill while he was doing the exam. While plus subject and verb. Now let's have a look at some more examples of while. We saw Claire while we were waiting for the bus. You see, while we were waiting for the bus. While you were out, there was a phone call for you. Alex read a book while Amy watched TV. So again, while plus subject and verb. When we are talking about the future, we use the present after while, so be careful here. When we are talking about the future, we use the present after while. I'm going to Moscow next week. I hope the weather will be good while I'm there. We don't use while I will be there. So be careful. Even we talk about the future, but after while we have to use present. We cannot use will. Let's have a look another example. What are you going to do while you are waiting? What are you going to do while you are waiting? We use you are waiting here. We cannot use you will be waiting. So be careful. When we are talking about the future, we use the present after while. Now let's practice some exercises. Put in during or while. So during plus now, while plus subject and verb. For example, we met a lot of interesting people while we were on holiday. So you see while plus sentence. And then example 2, we met a lot of interesting people during our holiday. Our holiday is a noun, so we have to use during. Let's do number 3. I met Mike. I was shopping. So I met Mike while I was shopping. I was shopping is the sentence. We have to use while. Number 4. Dash I was on holiday. I didn't use my phone at all. I was on holiday is a sentence. You have to use while. I learned a lot. Dash the course. The teachers were very good. The cause is simply a noun. We have to use during. And then there was a lot of noise. Dash the night. What was it? So you ask, there was a lot of noise during the night. Or for the time, we can use in the night as well. During the night or in the night. I've been away for many years. Many things had changed. Dash that time. You cannot use while that time. You have to use during that time. Or in that time. Possible as well. Number 8. What did they say about me? Dash I was out of the room. I was out of the room is the sentence. So the answer is while. When I fly anywhere, I never eat anything. Dash the flight. The flight is a noun. We have to use during. Please don't interrupt me. Dash I'm speaking. I'm speaking is a sentence, so you have to use while I'm speaking. Number 11. Dash the festival. It's almost impossible to find a hotel room here. The festival is a noun, so the answer is during. And then finally, number 12. We were hungry when we arrived. We hadn't eaten anything. We were traveling. We were traveling is a sentence. So you see, so if a sentence, we have to use while we were traveling. So now it's very easy for you. During plus noun, while plus sentence or subject and verb. Let's do one more exercise. Put in during, for, or while. So number 1, I used to live in Berlin. I lived there 5 years. So you say how long something goes on. What do you use? How long something goes on. We have to use for 5 years. One of the runners fell, dashed the race, but managed to get up and continue. One of the runners fell during the race. We use during to say when something happens. During the race. Nobody came to see me. I was in hospital. Nobody came to see me while I was in hospital. The number 4. Try to avoid traveling dash the bus periods of the day. The bus periods of the day is the time, so you can use during, or another option is in the bus periods of the day. I was very tired. I slept 10 hours. 10 hours is the time to say that how long something goes on. So you have to use for 10 hours. Number 6. Can you hold my bag? Dash I try on this jacket. I try on this jacket is a sentence, so one choice, one option. It needs to be while. Now number 7. I'm not sure when we'll arrive, but it will be sometime dash the afternoon. The afternoon is the period of time, so you have to use during or in the afternoon. Number 8. I wasn't well last week. I hardly ate anything 3 days. Hardly means scarcely, barely, or almost not. So you say that you hardly ate anything for 3 days. We answer like how long. So the answer is for 3 days. Number 9, my phone rang dash we were having dinner. So my phone rang when you answer we were having dinner. We were having dinner is a sentence, so we have to use while. And the last one, question 10. Nobody knows how many people were killed dash the war. The war is a noun. We have to use during the war.